Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Brian's Death Guard. So the story that we've got going on here is that this Imperial planet seemed to be having a bad flu season. No one thought much of it, but then the casualties started to rise more and more. Suddenly it was affecting not just the sick and the elderly and the young, and suddenly even healthy people started coming down with this awful flu, and no one knew quite what was going on until suddenly the ships appeared above orbit and a Death Guard force started to land and fight, and they realized that the contagion that had been inflicting this planet was in fact the precursor for a Nurgle invasion. So that is the story that we've got here, and the Dark Angels were sent in to try to head it off before it spread to any other Imperial planets, and of course to try to thwart the forces of chaos. So that's the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing the Maelstrom game between us. So we've got one objective here, we've got one objective over here, one right here, we've got another right over here, there's another right back in there. I think there's and there's another one right back over here. So that's the story, that's the mission that we were going to be doing. We'll come back right now. Let's just go take a look at the two armies that are going to be fighting it out today. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have Azrael, a librarian with a jump pack and a force sword, and a Primaris lieutenant with a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle. We have two 5-man scout squads, one armed with bolters, the other armed with sniper rifles and camo cloaks. We have a 5-man tactical squad with bolters. We have two 5-man intercessor squads. We have a 6-man Black Knight squad. We have a Dark Shroud with a heavy bolter. We have a 6-man Reaver squad with grav shoots. We have a 5-man Hellblaster squad. We have a Vindicare assassin. And last but not least, we have two Venerable Dreadnoughts with twin las cannons, fists, and heavy flamers. And for the Death Guard, he'll be running two battalion detachments. Leading off the first detachment, we have Bellicor and a Malignant Plague Caster. We have a 30 Demon Plague Bearer squad. We have a 10-man Poxwalker squad. We have a 7-man Plague Marine squad with a plasma gun and a blight launcher. For the second battalion, we have Necrosius the Undying and Typhus. We have a 10-man Poxwalker squad. We have a 20-man squad of Poxwalkers. We have a 7-man Plague Marine squad with a plasma cannon and a blight launcher. We have a Noxious Blightbringer with a plasma pistol. We have a Rhino with two combi bolters and a Havoc launcher. And last but not least, we have a Land Raider with two twin las cannons, twin heavy bolter, two combi bolters, and a Havoc launcher. All right, so those are the two armies that are going to be fighting. Going over deployment now, we've got my tactical squad up here on one of the objectives. We've got one of my intercessor squads here, my Black Knight squad there, my Librarian, my Dark Shroud, my Vindicare up in here. We've got another intercessor squad here. Back over here, we have my Hellblasters, we have the Lieutenant, we have Azrael, and we've got the two Dreads. We've got one scout squad up there, another scout squad over here. Going to deployment now for the Death Guard. We've got his 30-man Plague Bearer squad there with Bellicor. We've got the 20-man Poxwalker squads inside there. We've got the Land Raider with the with one of the Marines, the Plague Marine squads, and the Malignant Plague Caster inside. We've got the what's that guy's name with the bell?
That's the
Noxious, what's it? Blightbringer, the Noxious Blightbringer. We've got Necrosius the Undying. We then have Typhus. We have 20-man squad in front there. Oh no, two separate 10-man squads of Poxwalkers there. We've got the Rhino over here, and inside of there is the other Marine squad, the Plague Marine squad. So that's deployment. As of right now, Death Guard are going to be going first. Unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No, do not get it. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Death Guard here on turn 1. All right, so my opponent drew Psychological Warfare, Secure Objective 2, which is the one right over here, and Secure Objective 6, which is right back here. So he's going to have a little trouble with that one. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. These guys moved up. These guys moved. They advanced up. He moved up. These guys advanced up. They advanced up. They stood still. They disembarked up onto there. This guy moved up. These guys advanced up to here, and he just shuffled around over there. So that is it for the movement phase for the Death Guard. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the psychic phase, Bellicor is going to prescience the land right over here. So looking for 7. Getting it with 7. All right. And now Bellicor is going to use Infernal Gaze onto my scout snipers over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 5.
Wow.
So here is the Infernal Gaze, looking for 4-ups on these. Getting 2. So 2 mortal wounds. So now Necrosius is going to Miasma onto these guys in the front here. So looking for a 6. Getting it with 6. All right, now Necrosius is going to use Plague Wind onto these guys here. Looking for a 5. Getting it with a 6. And now looking for 6s for mortal wounds. Getting 1 6. And now Typhus is going to cast Gift of Contagion onto these guys here. So looking for 7. Getting it with a 10. So now they have, what is it, 1 D3.
I have to roll a D3, and
he rolls a 3, so it's a 2.
It's a -1 strength.
-1 to their strength. All right. And now he's going to smite them. Getting it with a 9, so D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, that's it for the psychic phase. On to the shooting phase. His Rhino is going to shoot into them with everything he's got. So we're going to start off with the combi bolters here, hitting on 3s. All right. Wow, pretty good. All right, and now we've got wounding on 4s. That one's cocked, and these 2 are cocked actually, yeah. So let's reroll those. All right.
So
we've got 4 wounds. All right, 4 3-up saves. So that is 1 dead. And now the Havoc Launcher, D6 shots. 1 shot, hitting on a 3.
4, he moved.
Oh, hitting on a 4 because he moved because it's heavy.
Nope.
All right, nope, no hit. All right, so now these guys are going to fire everything into him. He really wants first blood. So here we go. So now we've got the, these are going to be the bolter shots that are going to be coming in here. Yep. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right.
Misses and
misses. Yep, cool. All right, and these are going to be wounding on 4s.
1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
So we've got 4 wounds there. 4 3-up saves. No, he fails the 1. So that is first blood. All right, so now his Land Raider is going to fire the 2 combi bolters into them. He's going to fire the heavy bolters into my Black Knights over here, and he's going to fire the las cannons into my Dark Shroud. So what do you want to start with first?
These combi bolters. Okay,
we're going to do the combi bolters into these guys. So hitting on 2s because he got prescienced. All right. All hits. Looking for 4s to wound.
2.
So we got 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves. And they're good. Woo! And now the heavy bolter is going to fire into these guys. They're -1 to hit because they're within here, but they're also +1 to hit because of his prescience. So they're going to be hitting on 3s. So 6 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So that's pretty good.
Misses.
2 misses. Strength 5, toughness 5. So looking for 4s to wound. We got 1 wound. 1 wound. So 1 4-up armor save. They're good. And now the twin las cannons are going to be firing into here. So we've got 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because of +1, -1. All right, so 3 hits. He's going to think about command, but we'll come back to that. All right, he's going to spend a command point for that shot. That's a hit, so that's 4 hits. Strength 9, looking for 3s to wound. We've got 3 wounds. 3 6-up saves. I got 1 of them, so 2 go through. So that's 2d6 damage. 10 damage, all right. So he is dead. See if he blows up. He does. Oh, that's killer. All right, so every unit within d6 inches, within 1 inch. So we've just got, we'll figure this one out. All right, so it's actually just the bikers there that are within 1 inch. So looking for d3 wounds. Oh, 3 mortal wounds. All right, so that is it for the shooting. There are not going to be any charges, so we'll come back to you with the cards that he got here on turn 1. All right, so he got Secure Objective 2 and is going to get rid of Secure Objective 6. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, so I drew Secure Objective 3, 4, and 1. So I've actually got, this is 3, this is 4, and that's 1, so that's probably not going to happen. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. These guys stood still. They stood still. They just moved up there, not advanced. He moved up here. They moved up there. These guys all stood still. These guys stood still, and those guys came in. So that is it for the movement phase. We will now move on to the psychic phase. He is going to smite into them. So looking for a 5. Nope, getting 4. No, I'm going to leave that go. And then he is going to cast Aversion onto his Land Raider there. So looking for a 6. Getting that with 7. All right. And now he is going to try to deny that with us looking for an 8.
Denied.
Yeah, denied with a 10. All right, starting off the shooting phase, he's going to fire into his Land Raider. His Land Raider is on terrain there and more than 50% obscured. So by the rules we play with, he's got the cover there. So it's 2 shots with the Land Raider hitting on with the Dreadnought. Hitting on 2s because he's a his guy. So that's 2 hits. Looking for a 3 to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant there. All right, so that's 1 wound. AP minus 3, so it goes down to a 5 up. So 2 up. Oh no, AP minus 3. Yep, 4 up. So a 4 up save. One die. 1 went through. That's good with a 4. And now the next guy is going to do the exact same thing. So 2 shots hitting on 2s. All right, rerolling because of Azrael. That one's cocked. That's a hit. So it's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, 2 wounds. 2 4 ups. That one's cocked.
Oh.
So that is 1 goes through. So D6 wounds. 3 wounds. These guys are going to fire into his Poxwalkers there. They are in rapid fire range. So we've got 10 shots here hitting on 3s. 1 on 4s. Hitting on 4s because of the fact that they've got the miasma there. All right, so we've got 5 hits. Wounding on toughness 3.
4 at the moment.
Toughness 4 because they're within range of typhus, so looking for 4s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds, AP minus 1. So it's just going to be their disgustingly resilient save. So we've got 4 5 ups. Makes 2 of them.
But
all right.
Within range of Necrosius, can reroll 1s?
Necrosius can reroll those 1s. So makes 1 more. My Hellblasters are now going to fire into into these guys over here. So I am just going to shoot them. No supercharging on this. So hitting on 4s because they are -1 to hit. Alrighty. Rerolling because of Azrael there. They were both 2s, so just before anyone yells. So that's 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Wounding on 3s, I'm sorry. That one's cocked. All right, rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. Not again, though. So that's 3 wounds. 3 5 ups. Rerolling that 1.
Reroll.
Nope, so that is 3 dead. Now my Sniper Scouts are going to fire into Bellicor there. So we've got 3 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds and the 6, so he's taking a mortal wound. And then he's got 2 saves to make. So 2, what does he have, 3 up armor? Or
5 up.
Oh, 5 up
5
invul
up
save?
invul.
But re-rollable.
Yeah.
Re-rollable. So he takes 1 additional wound, so he takes 2 wounds. Now my Vindicator here is going to fire into Typhus over there. So he's hitting on a 2. Oh, I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. All right, that's a hit. Wounding on a 2. Really?
You should roll.
These guys here are going to fire into those Poxwalkers there. So we got 5 shots hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. All right. Re-rolling those 1s though.
Come on.
Makes them both.
Now.
All right, now the Reavers are going to shoot into his Plague Bears there. They're -1 to hit because there's more than 20 of them. There are 20 or more there. So now they're going to be 6 shots hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Toughness 4, so wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds.
5s.
2 5-up invul saves. Nope.
And then disgustingly
resilient. Makes 1 of them, so 1 is dead. All right, my Primaris Lieutenant is going to fire into this Poxwalker squad there. So 2 shots hitting on 4s. Not getting to reroll that 3, but rerolling this one. Nope. And then Azrael's going to fire into them, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is not a wound. All right, so now these guys here are going to fire into his Land Raider over there. They are going to supercharge, so we're going to do these one at a time. We're going to go left to right there. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, he's dead and doesn't get a shot. 3s. All right. 3s. It's cocked. Oh, it's 2 dead. Oh, 3 dead. 4 dead. All right, so we've got 4 hits though, wounding on 4s. All right, so that is 3 wounds, AP -3. So 3 5-ups. Yep, because you're not obscure there. 3 5-ups. Makes 2 of them. So he takes 2 wounds. All right, that's it for shooting phase. On to the assault phase. My Reavers are going to assault into his Land Raider over here. So he's going to use the combi bolters first. So these are going to be 8 shots hitting on 6s. All right, wow, you got 2 in the middle, 3. Yep, 3 hits there. So these are going to be wounding on 4s.
Hold on.
3 shots. 4s.
Impressions, so these count, don't they?
No, it's only on a 6 in Overwatch. Hold on. All right, so he's got 3 hits, wounding on 4s. All right, so that is 1 wound. 1 3-up save. Nope, failed that. 1 takes a wound. And now here come the heavy bolter shots. Hitting on 6s. That one's cocked.
Nope.
Nope, no hits there. And then we've got 4, the Havoc Launcher, D6 shots. 3 shots, looking for 6s. Nope, nothing there. And then we've got the 4 shots from the las cannons. 2 hits from there. All right, wounding on 2s. Got 1 wound. 1 6-up armor save. No, goes through. So that's just 1 guy's going to be dead. All right, so then their charge distance is going to be, no, I'm not taking that guy. Yeah, I'm going to take the back guy. I'm going to take the back guy there. So looking for a 9-inch charge. I'm going to spend the command point. And they're in. All right, so into the fight phase. These guys are going to activate first. We've got 16 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. That one is cocked. All right, pretty good. Strength 4, so wounding on 6s. We've got 2 fill faces. AP -1, so it's got 2 3-ups. Failed 1 of them. All right. All right, so now he's got 6 attacks back, hitting on 6s. Got 2 hits. All right, strength 8, so wounding on 2s. I got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. And I make them both. Woo! And that is it for the fight phase. So all we have left is the morale phase. He lost 4 guys from his unit because they all blew themselves up. So 4 plus. 5 is 9. It's a fail, so we re-roll because of And They Shall Know No Fear. And 3, so he is good. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards that I got. All right, so I got both Secure Objective 3 and Secure Objective 4, and I'm going to get rid of Secure Objective 1. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 2. All right, so my opponent still had Psychological Warfare and drew Secure Objective 5 and Domination. Domination is going to be hard, but 5 is right there, so he's already got it himself right now as long as he doesn't move off of it. So that is it for the cards drawn here. We'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. They moved up this way, kind of like shuffling around. He jumped up over here. He fell back after disembarking those dude bros back there. These guys advanced up over this way. Everyone just kind of moved up over this way. They stood still, and then he moved up over this way. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so we're gonna start off with the Bellicor casting prescience onto the Poxwalkers there. So looking for a, what, 7? Nope, not getting it.
Not gonna, I think.
And now he's going to cast Infernal Gaze onto my librarian over here. Got it with a 7. I am going to try to deny it. So I'm not within 12, so I don't get +1, so I'm looking for an 8 on this. I'm going to spend a command point. Alright, he's casting 3 dice. 4 ups are mortal wounds. Getting 1. Alright. Alright, now Necrosius is going to cast Miasma onto his Land Raider, looking for a 6. No, not going off.
I won't command point that.
He might try to command point it, otherwise we'll come back to the next one. Alright, he's going to try to use the command point there, rerolling that 1. Yeah! With a 5, so he has Miasma. And now he's going to try to cast Plague Wind onto my intercessors over here. Looking for a 5. Getting it with 7. Alright, any 6s on this are a mortal wound. Nope, no mortal wounds. Typhus is going to try to smite into the biker. Looking for a 5. Getting it with 10. So D3 wounds.
So just don't roll a 1.
6, so he is dead. Now Sorcerer in the back there is going to smite into the Reavers there. Looking for 5.
Got it.
Getting it with 6, so D3 wounds. With 3 mortal wounds. All right, starting off the shooting phase, these guys are going to fire into my intercessors. So we're going to go with the bolter shots first. All but one guy can see them, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s.
2.
We got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. Failed 1. And now his plasma shot's going to go, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3.
As well. Yep.
That's a wound. AP -3. So looking for a 6-up. Showing that Phil first. Oh, he wanted to come, but no, he did. And then 2 shots from the Blight Launcher hitting on 3s. All right, we got 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we got 1 wound.
-2.
AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. He's good. Woo!
Fire range.
Now these guys are going to fire into them. So we've got the bolter shots hitting on 3s. All right.
Miss.
A couple others.
Miss.
Yep, so that is those. And then wounding on 4s.
No. 3.
So we got 3 wounds. 3 3-up armor saves. Failed 1. Now this plasma guy is going to fire in here. He is going to supercharge it. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Makes them both. Wounding on strength 8 now, so wounding on 2s. Got 2 wounds. AP -3. So 2 6-up saves. Looking for fill faces. No, failed them both. And now the Blight Launcher is going to fire. 2 shots hitting on 3s. All right, so 1 hit.
Yeah, I'll come in.
He's going to spend a command point on that one. All right, so still 1 hit. Strength 6 and wounded on 3s. That's a wound. -2, so looking for 5-up. No, failed. D3 damage. 2 damage, so he is dead. Yeah. And now his Rhino is going to fire into the Hellblasters over here. So we've got Combi Bolters first, so hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4s. All right, so we got 3 wounds. 3 2-up saves. Oh. Wow. That is
Oh, Phil.
That is.
Phil, this is our last game together before
that
you move,
is.
and I didn't.
Wow.
I'm not doing this to you.
Wow. Another Havoc Launcher is going to launch into here. So D3 shots.
6.
D6 shots. Sorry. So 4 shots.
Hitting on 4.
Hitting on 4s. Because he moved. All right. So we've got 3 hits. Strength 5. So wounding on 3s. All right. So we got 3 wounds. No AP. So 3 2-up saves. Don't you do it again. Don't do it again. Still 1. All right, so that's it for shooting phase. On to the assault phase. Bellicor is going to assault into my scouts over here. So Overwatch, 3 shots, hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. So his charge distance is totally in. So we'll come back to you with the fight phase. All right, so starting off the fight phase here, he is going to activate first. So we've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. All right, so that's 6 hits, wounding on 2s. Yeah, they are dead. So it's missed 2. Wounded on 3s? What is it? Strength 7? Oh, strength 7. But still, 4, they're all dead. Yeah. All right, so my opponent got secure objective 5, and he's going to get rid of domination. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Dark Angels on turn 2.
Well,
all right, so I drew no prisoners, secure objective 5, and secure objective 6. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. They stood still. He moved up over here. These guys stood still. They stood still. He stood still. He stood still. These guys stood still. They moved up there. He moved up there. And that is it. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, starting with the Psychic phase, he is going to cast Smite into them since they're the closest, looking for 5. Getting it with 11. Oh, so D6 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. I'll take that. They do get Disgusting Resilient against this, so looking for 5 ups. Nope. Getting 1. 1 saved. 2 dead. And now he's going to cast Mindworm onto Bellicor there. Going off with a... Ooh, hold on. So that did go off, but Bellicor is going to try to deny it. Looking for a 7. Getting it with a 7. Brutal. All right, these guys are going to fire into Bellicor over there. So 4 shots hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Toughness 6, so looking for 5s to wound. We got 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. All right, re-rolling.
Re-rolling 1. Nope.
No, so takes a wound. He's going to fire his bolt pistol into them. No, no hit. And now these guys are going to fire into his plague bearers. So these are actually, they're actually -1 to hit, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right. Strength 4, wounding on 4s. And now these guys are going to fire into the Poxwalkers, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 3s. Alrighty, got 3 wounds. So 3 5 ups. Alright, re-rolling because of the 1. That goes through, so 2 dead. Alright, now my Vindicator is going to fire into Typhus over there. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. Alright, I'm going to spend a command point. This guy is going to finally do something, right? Oh, okay, that is a wound on a 2. So it's AP -3, no invul saves allowed, and no bonus from cover. So he's just going to have a 5 up save.
5 up armor and 5 up disgustingly resilient.
Well, yeah, you do D3 wounds, so here we go.
So 5 up.
5 up armor, and he's good. Of course he is. All right, so now he is going to fire into the Land Raider over there. So I'm going to be hitting on 3s because of miasma, but I can re-roll 1s because I can't re-roll 2s because those would have been hits. So looking for 3s. All right, got them there. Oh no, because re-rolls. Yeah, but re-rolls happen before the -1. So that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. So 2 5 ups. Yeah, he does not get a cover on this guy. So 2 5 ups. No,
1.
makes 1. So D6 wounds. 3 wounds. He's gonna fire into his Rhino over here. So we got 2 shots hitting on 3s. Don't get to reroll that 2 because the -1 for movement comes after the reroll. So wounding on a 3 though. That's a wound. 6 up save. This is AP -3. 6 up save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many? Just
1. Just 1. 6 up save.
No.
No, goes through.
D6.
D6 wounds. 1 wound.
Down to 9.
And then the heavy flamer shot. We got 5 hits. So 5 wounding on 5s. We got 3 wounds. AP -1, so 3 4 ups. Makes all of them. So these guys here, Hellblasters, are going to supercharge into his into there. One guy's in rapid fire range. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of Azrael. All right, so that's 4 hits. Strength 8. Looking for 3s to wound. We've got 4 wounds. 4. AP minus 4 because of theirs, so that's looking for 6. No, 4 just go through. No, it's 4 on these incinerators. Oh. So, yeah. So that's those go through, so that's 8 wounds onto him. All right, Azrael is in rapid fire range of him with his plasma. Guess what, folks? I'm going to supercharge him. So here we go. Hitting on 2s. Okay. Didn't blow him up that time. So this is that's 2 hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound. Rerolling wounds of 1 because of my the dude bro there, the lieutenant. So that's 2 wounds, AP minus 3, so 2 6-ups.
Not impossible.
And he makes 1 of them, but 1 of them goes through, so that is 2 damage, and he is dead. Does he explode? He does explode, so we'll figure that one out. All right, so it's within 6 inches, so it hits my guy there and those guys there. So we'll do the D3 mortal wounds onto them. So that's 1 mortal wound, disgustingly resilient. 5, so he's good. And then onto my guy over here, D3 mortal wounds. So 1 mortal wound. He's got a 6-up venerable save. No, so he takes a wound. And then my lieutenant's gonna fire into the middle guys there. 2 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound. 5 up. Nope, rerolling 1s though. No, so he goes through. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. No one's gonna charge anything and no one is in combat. So we will come back to you with the cards that I got here on turn 2. So I got both no prisoner and secure objective 6. I only killed 1 unit, so I've only got the 1. And I'm gonna get rid of secure objective 5. So that is it for the cards here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Death Guard here on turn 3. All right, so my opponent still has psychological warfare. He drew defend objective 3, and then he drew priority orders received. So what that happens is only his warlord can get it. So what happens is he draws another card. So he drew master of the warp, and if he gets this, they are the only one that can do it. So he has to get he gets an additional 3 points. He gets the points for master of the warp plus an additional 3 points for his warlord having done it. So that is that. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 3. These Bellicor is shot up over this way. These guys have moved up over this way. These guys are all kind of moving up this way. His Land Raider is moving up over there. These guys are moving up over here. They're moving up over here. They're moving up over here. They're moving up over here. The tide of death is moved up. So that is it for movement phase. Moving on to the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the psychic phase, Typhus is going to cast Miasma upon his Land Raider over here, trying to give him the -1 for me to hit. So here we go, looking for a 6. Getting it with 8. So he's good to go. And now Typhus is going to Plague Wind into my Marines over here. So looking for a 5 on this. Gets it with a 9. Looking for 6s. No 6s. Necrosius here is going to smite into these guys here. Looking for 5. Getting it with 7. So looking for D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And now Necrosius is going to cast Gift of Contagion onto these guys over here. So he is looking for a 7. Getting it with an 8. The D3 result is a 1. So that is
-1 attack.
-1 attack. Okay. All right. So now Bellicor is going to cast Infernal Gaze upon the intercessors up over here. So looking for 5. Getting it with 6. All right. So 3 dice. Looking for 4 ups. All right. So no, nothing there. All right, that's it for psychic phase. Onto the shooting phase. His Land Raider is going to fire his twin las cannons into him, the Venerable Dreadnought, and then he's going to fire everything else into my intercessors over here. So we're going to start with the Storm Bolters. The not Storm Bolters. What are they? The Combi Bolters into them. So hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So we got 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That one's cocked. So it's 2 wounds, 2 up saves, failed 1. Now the heavy bolter is going to fire into them, so 6 shots coming in here, hitting on 3s.
4s.
Oh, why? Hitting on 4.
He's in the middle tier.
Oh, hitting on 4s, that's right. Because he's wounded. All right. All right, so we got 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. We've got 3 wounds.
Yes, 1.
3 ups. Failed 2 of them. And now the twin las cannons are going to fire into the Venerable Dreadnought here. So 4 shots hitting on 4s. All right, so we've got 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. 2 4-up invuls because of Azrael. Make 1 of them, so D6 wounds. 6 wounds, so we've got 6 Venerable ignoring rolls going on here. So looking for fill faces. And I get 2 of them, not bad. So now this squad here is going to fire into my intercessors. So we've got the bolter shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s. That one's cocked. That one's still cocked. Alright, so that's 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves. Failed 1 of them. Now his plasma's going to shoot. He's going to supercharge it, so hitting on 3. That's not a hit, but not a blow it up. And the blight launcher. 2 shots hitting on 3s. Alright, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound.
-2.
P-2, so looking for a 5-up. He's good. Woo! These guys here are going to shoot into my Venerable Dreadnought over here. So we're going to go with the bolters first, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s.
1.
I got 1 wound. 1 3-up save. He's good with a fill face. He's going to supercharge his plasma here, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 4-up invul save because of Azrael. He's good. Woo! And the blight launcher. All right, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. So now he's going to fire into them with the plasma pistol. He's going to supercharge it, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. No, 2. Wounding on a 2. So that's a wound. 6-up save. Looking for a fill first. No, don't get it. So that's it for the shooting phase. These guys are now going to charge into my librarian. I'm going to fire Overwatch. Looking for a 6. No, don't get it. So they are looking for a 3-inch charge here. And they are in. And now Bellicor is going to charge into these guys over here. So we got 9 shots coming into him. Hitting on, actually one of them is going to throw, oh no, nope. So yeah, just going to have the 9 shots coming in here. Hitting on 6s. We got 3 hits. Strength 4, toughness 6, looking for 5s to wound. Got 1 wound. 5 up. Yay. It's good. And now he's going to charge. He needs 7 inches to make this charge. No, does not make it. He's going to spend his command point to re-roll that. So here we go. Looking for 3 on this roll. And he gets it, so he's in. And now his Poxwalkers are going to charge into my Intercessor. So I'm going to fire Overwatch, looking for 6s. Getting 1. That's a wound. 5 up. No. And it wasn't a 1, so one of them is dead. And now they need a 7-inch charge coming in here. So looking for 7. No, not getting it. All right, so in the fight phase, he's going to activate Bellicor first. So here come his 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s. All right, rerolling 1s, but no need to. So these become strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. So we've got 5 wounds, AP -5, so that squad is wiped. And now we're going to activate the Plague Bearers. So they've got, whatchamacallit, they've got their thingy, what is it? 11 attacks, 11 attacks. So they're hitting on 4s. All right.
So hit, that was a 4, yes, hit, and not bad.
That's really good. All right, and now these are going to be wound. What's strength? 4. Strength 4, so wounded on 4s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of plague weapon.
Yep. So you get to reroll that and that, and these 3 are wounds. These are gone.
All right.
Hey, 2 more.
All right, so that's 5 wounds.
5 wounds.
5 3-up saves. And I failed 2 of them. So now my guy's going to activate. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4. That's a wound. 5 up. Invuln. That's good. All right, so that is it for the movement phase. That's it for the fight phase. So that's the end of the Death Guard. There's so many death in this game. So the Death Guard turn here on turn 3. He has to take a morale test. He lost 3 guys. +2, he is good. So that is it for their turn. We will come back to you with the cards that he got.
I get this.
All right, so he did not get Psychological Warfare, but he did get this Master of the Warp with the priority orders, so that's 4 points right there. And he defend objective 3. Bellicor is now on it, so this is the first turn that he will have had it. So he's getting ready for that. So we'll come back to you after the cards drawn for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, so I drew Hold the Line, Big Game Hunter, and Kingslayer. So we'll see how that goes. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. He fell back over here. He stood still. He moved back over here. These guys both moved up. They stood still. They stood still. And that's it for the Dark Angels. So we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, Psychic phase. He is going to smite into Bellicor. Looking for a 5. Getting it with a 9. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. So do you want to try to deny that?
You need a 10?
You need a 10.
You're probably going to cast Mind Worm on him?
Probably.
It's unlikely that I'll get a 10.
Are you going to do it? Well, hold on a second. All right, he's not going to deny it. So here we go. D3 wounds. 2 wounds. All right, and now he is going to cast Mind Worm onto him. Does not go off. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. The Psychic phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, he's going to throw a crack grenade into Bellicor there. So I've got 1 shot hitting on a 3. No, that's a miss. I am going to spend a command point. Whoop, that's a hit. Strength 6, toughness 6. So looking for a 4 to wound. That's a wound. 5 up, invul. No, re-rolling. No, goes through. So D3 wounds. Come on, baby. Show me that 5 or 6. Come on, do it. Yeah, with a fill face. Woo! All right, now my sniper is going to fire into Typhus. So hitting on a 2. Hits a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. -3, so 5 up, save. No, goes through. You gonna spend a command point on that?
How many wounds?
It would be D3 wounds. Nope, so he's gonna let that go, so D3 wounds. 3 wounds. And now he's got 3 disgustingly resilient saves. Makes 2 of them, really good. Now this guy here is gonna fire into his Land Raider there. So I've got 2 shots with the low las cannons here. So he moves, so that's -1, and he's got miasma, so that's -2. So he's going to be hitting on 4s, but I only get to reroll 1s because that's what the original would have been a miss. So looking for 4s. Got 1 hit, don't get to reroll that one. Wounding on a 3. No, no wound. Oh, no wound. He's going to fire his twin las cannons into Land Raider, and he's going to fire the heavy flamer into them. So the twin las cannons first, hitting on 4s. Rerolling that 1 into another 1. So wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Yep, onto him. So a 5 up save. No, goes through. D6. Cocked. 2 wounds. And then the heavy flamer into these guys. So that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. That was cocked. So we've got 3 wounds. 3 AP -1, so no saves there. So just their disgustingly resilient save. Nope, nothing there. All right. These guys here are going to fire into the Poxwalkers. So 3 shots hitting on 3s. Not going to supercharge it. Wounding on 2s. So that's 3 wounds. 3 5 ups. Makes 2 of them. My lieutenant's going to fire into them. It's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. AP -1. All right, so that is 2 dead. Now Azrael's going to fire into there. He's not going to supercharge. Hitting on hitting on 2s. All right. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. So that's 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves from the Poxwalkers. Because of disgusting resilient. Yep. That one's cocked. Made 1 so far, and he doesn't make that one. And now he's going to fire into the Poxwalkers. 2 shots hitting on 3s. That one's cocked. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound. 5 up. No, goes through. Now these guys are going to fire into his Plague Bearers. 4 shots hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. Okay. Wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. 5 up. No, goes through. Rerolling 1s.
Nope, 5 up.
Oh, 5 up. Disgusting resilient. So that goes through. That's it for shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. He is going to charge into those Poxwalkers over there. So that's needs a 5-inch charge to make it, and he does. So we'll come back to you with that. All right. So now he's activating. He's going to attack into them. So that's 4 attacks hitting on 2s. All right. Wounding on 2s. All right. 2 wounds. 2 5 up.
How much damage is it?
Oh, that's right. 3 damage each. So that's 6. Well, we do 2 at I guess. 3 at a time because it's 3 because they have to make it, because if you failed, if you made 3 at a time, just do 3 at a time. So so the first one is dead, almost, and then the second one, yes, is all, oh no, he made it. He made all of those ones. All right, and now here come his 2 attacks back.
I hit on 5s.
Hitting on 5s. No, oh, 1 hit, 1 hit. Wounding on a 6, I imagine, right?
Toughness 8?
Yeah. Oh, no, toughness 7, I think so.
Well,
hold on a second.
With these
Strength 4, so wounding on 5s. No wound there. So that is the end of the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you with the cards that I got. All right, so the only one I got was Hold the Line, and I'm actually going to keep the others. So we will come back to you after with the cards drawn for the Death Guard here on turn 4. All right, so he still has Defend Objective 3. He got pulled Defend Objective 2 and Secure Objective 1. Objective 2 is right there, so quite possible for him to get, and 1 is right over here. So that's it for the cards drawn. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 4. Moving for the Death Guard, these guys moved up over here. He shuffled out over there. These guys moved up into cover over here. He's moving up this way. They moved back onto the objective. They moved up over this way. They moved up over this way. These guys advanced over this way. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, start of the psychic phase. Typhus is going to cast Miasma onto himself. So he's going to be looking for a 6. On this, just making sure because we're checking it out here. 6. So looking for a 6. Goes off with a 9, and now he's going to cast Smite onto the Dreadnought there. Looking for a 5. Getting it with an 11. So that's D6. 2 damage. He's going to command point that into a 4. And now Necrosius is going to cast Gift of Contagion onto him. Gets it with a 9.
So D3
D3 result is a 6, which is a 3.
-1 toughness.
-1 toughness, all right. And now he's going to smite it. Does not go off, and actually he is perils, so D3 mortal wounds onto Necrosius. 3 mortal wounds, brutal. He's got Disgusting Resilient to ignore those. No, one gets 1, so 2 go through. And now he's going to smite into the Dreadnought. Gets it with a 6, so D3, 1. All right, we're going to start the shooting with these guys firing into him. So we're going to start with the bolters first, hitting on 3s. All right.
Some 1s and 2s in there.
Oh, you stay confused.
All right, and now wounding on 5s. No, 1 wound there. 3 up save. He's good. And now the plasma is going to fire into him. He is going to supercharge it. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Gets them both. Wounding on 3s.
Yes. Minus
3s.
It would have been 3s anyway, but still -1 toughness. I remember.
Nope. Fails them both. He's going to reroll one with a command point. And no, nothing there. And now the Blight Launcher is going to fire in. That's one hit. Wounding on a 4. Oh, no. Wounding on 5 still. He was toughness 7. So he's toughness 6.
Strength 6.
Oh, it's strength 6. Okay, so 4. I thought it was toughness 5. Strength 5.
No.
All right, so that's a wound. AP -2. So looking for a 5 up.
No, it's still fine.
No, goes through.
D3 damage.
D3 damage. 2 damage.
Oh.
Looking for 6 ups with his Venerable. No, fails. So he will be dead. Looking for a 6 to see if he blows up. I am going to spend a command point to re-roll that. No, I don't get it. All right. So now moving on to the shooting phase for the Land Raider. The 2 twin las cannons are going to fire into him, and then everything else is going to fire into them. So we're going to go first. Which one are you going to use first? Las cannons are going to go first, so hitting on 4s. All right.
Pretty
so
good.
it's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. They're good. Woo! And now the combi bolters are going to fire into them, hitting on 4s. All right. So 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. 3 2-up save. They're good. And now the heavy bolter is going to be firing into them. So hitting on 4s. All right. Pretty good. All right. Really good. All hits. Wounding on 3s. All right. So that is 4 wounds. 4 3-up saves. Failed 3 of them. And now the Havoc Launcher is going to fire into them. So D6 shots, so 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 5s because he moved.
Yep. Oh, no, he ignored. He still has.
Oh, that's right. He's still got power of the machines there. So 4s.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Great.
So 2 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound. 1 AP nothing. So 2-up save. He's good. All right, so now these guys are going to fire. The plasma is going to fire into them. Every 3 bolters are in range to fire into him. So we're going to go with the plasma first. He is going to supercharge it, hitting on a 3. No hit, but no blowing up. And then we've got 3 shots with the bolters. So that is 3 hits, wounding on 4s. We've got 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves. He makes them both. So that's it for the shooting phase. These plague bearers are going to charge into my guys here. So overwatching, 4 shots, hitting on 6s. Nope, no hits there. So their charge distance, 8 inches. They will be in. All right, so that's it for the charges. So the fight phase, these guys are going to activate first. So they're going to attack into my intercessors. We got 10 attacks in here. So hitting on 4s. All righty.
Miss.
Yep. So we got 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. All right. So we got 1 wound. 1 3-up armor save. He's good. And now my guys are going to attack back. We got 5 attacks total, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Failed them both. 5-up resilient. No, failed them both.
That's the end of it. Right?
All right, so that is it for the fight phase. So at the end there, you have to take a leadership test. And they roll a 5, so they're at 7. They're good to go. So that is it for the Death Guard turn here. We will come back to you with the cards that he got. All right, so he got secure objective 1. He's on objective 2, so he's waiting for another turn, and he's got rid of defend objective 3. So that's it for the cards here. We'll come back to you with the card drawn for the Dark Angels. All right, so I drew secure objective 2. Still have Kingslayer and still have Big Game Hunter. So that's it for the cards drawn here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 4. Movement phase, these guys are still staying in combat. He advanced over this way. He moved up over there. He moved up over there. These guys stood still. These guys all stood still, and that is it. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. Psychic phase, he is going to cast Smite into them. Oh no, I'm going to spend a command point. And he's dead. And he's dead. All right. All right, all right. Shooting phase. They're gonna fire their pistols into them. 1 hit. 1 wound, sir. 5 up.
What was happening?
Into here. Pistols into here. So 5 up.
Oh, the pistols.
Save.
Pistols, yes. 5 up.
One. It's just one. So reroll.
Oh.
Yeah, just one die. No, goes through, and then Disgusting Resilient.
Yay.
They're good. All right, so now he is going to fire his Heavy Flamer into the Poxwalkers and the Twin Las Cannon into his Land Raider. So we're going to do the Twin Las Cannon into the Land Raider, hitting on 3s because he moved. All right, both hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, 1 wound.
5 up.
5 up.
Nope.
No, goes through. D6 wounds. Come on, baby. Yeah, with a 6, so he's dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. And now the Heavy Flamer into the Poxwalkers. 6 hits. All right, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 5 wounds, 5 ups. Makes 2 of them, so 3 are dead. All right, now my plasma guys here are going to fire into his guys back there. I'm not going to supercharge it, so we got 3 shots hitting on 3s. All hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. AP -4, so it's plus, yeah, AP -4. So those 2 guys, yeah, they're just going to be dead. Oh, they got the whatchamacallit. Those are 2. That's Disgustingly Resilient. So we've got 2 5 ups. Makes 1 of them. All right, these guys are gonna fire. This guy's gonna fire into there, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. It's 2 wounds into these guys, the Poxwalkers. So 2 5 ups. Makes 1 of them. Now my lieutenant's gonna do the same thing. 1 hit. Rerolling because of Azrael. So 2 hits. 1 wound. Rerolling 1 because of himself. So 2 wounds. All right, 2 5 ups. So that, no, both go through. Rerolling 1 because of the Necrosius. That's cocked. No, it goes through. All right, Azrael's gonna fire into the Plague Marines back there, hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3. So looking for a 6 up armor save. No, Disgustingly Resilient. No. All right, so now that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, he's going to assault into them. So we're going to go Overwatch here. So we got the bolter shots, 3 of them coming in, 4 of them coming in here. So hitting on 6s, nothing there. So then we've got the plasma gun. Is he going to supercharge it? Nope. So looking for 6s. Nope, nothing there. So now we've got 2 from the Blight launcher, hitting on 6s. Got 1 hit there, so strength 6, 5 to wound. That's a wound.
-2.
AP -2, so looking for a 4 up invul save. He's good. All right, so now he has an 11-inch charge to make it in there. Come on, baby. Come on. No. Completely not happening. He's going to charge into the Poxwalkers. And he is... Are you serious? Are you serious? That's how you going to play me? I needed like, what, 2 inches to make it there? Oh, man, you dice. You guys are just... Ooh, you guys. Ooh, you guys. All right, now my lieutenant's going to charge in there. He is also in. And then Azrael's going to charge in. Yep, and he is in. All right, so into the fight phase, I'm going to activate Azrael first. He's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. Okay. Wounding on strength +2, so wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. All right, so that is 4 wounds. 2s, aren't they? Toughness 3? 1 second. All right, so it's actually wounding on 3, so I got 3 wounds there. So D3 damage on the first one, 2 damage. Nope, 1 is dead. D3 on the next one, 2. He is dead. D3 on the next one is 1, and he's also dead. All right, so now this guy, my intercessor is going to attack in. He's got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s because they're still within range. Got 1. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant, so that's 1 wound. 1 5 up.
Does it do multiple damage?
No.
Okay.
He's good. And now my lieutenant is going to be attacking 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of Azrael. So that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. That's cocked. Alright, rerolling 1s because of himself. So that is 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Makes them both. Alright, so these guys are now going to, the Poxwalkers are now going to go. 2 are going to go into the Intercessors. So 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. 5s, hitting on 5s. Alright, so we've got 1 hit. Strength 4, so wounding on 4. That's a wound. 3 up armor save. He's good. And then 2 into Azrael. No hits there. So that is the end of the Dark Angel. Oh no, we've still got more. All right, now these guys are going to go back into the Plague Bearers there. So we got 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. Hitting on... Hold on a second. All right, so it's actually forced to hit. So one of those hits was a miss. So we rolled to see if it was, and no wounds there. So we will come back to you with their attacks. All right, so he's got 10 attacks coming back into here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. All right. Miss. All right, so 4 hits, wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds. 3 ups. No, they are 3 wounds. All right, I got Big Game Hunter, and I'm going to get rid of Secure Objective 2. So that is that. We'll come back to you with the cards for the Death Guard here on turn 5. He did get Defend Objective 2 at that point. So he got that. So now he's going to draw 3 more cards. Overwhelming Firepower. 2 more cards. Behind enemy lines. And Secure Objective 5. All right, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for Death Guard here on turn 5. All right, so Typhus has a special rule that states that any Death Guard unit that is within 7 inches of him and within 1 inch of an enemy, every unit that is within 1 inch of them has to take, on a roll of a 4-up, they take a mortal wound. So they are just within 7, so we're going to start here with the Intercessor. 4 up, yep, so he takes a mortal wound onto my Lieutenant. Does not, and onto Azrael. Yes. Does. So he's got his Warlord trait on a 6-up. No, so he takes a mortal wound. All right, movement phase. These guys are staying in combat here. These guys moved over to here. He moved up. They have moved up. Everybody over here is moving up. And they stood where they were on that objective. So that's it for movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Starting out, Typhus is going to put miasma on himself. So looking for a 6. Not getting it. He's going to use a command point. Just getting it. And now he is going to smite. Getting it with 7, so D3. Oh, he's just going to be dead anyway. Yeah. Now he's going to cast Gift of Contagion onto my Dreadnought. Need a 7 for this. Getting it with 8. So D3 result is going to be a 6, so that's -1 toughness. And now he's going to smite into my Lieutenant there. It goes off, so D3. 1. And now he's going to cast Smite into my Lieutenant. Getting it with 8, D3. 2. Alright, so now they are going to start off the shooting phase by firing into the Dreadnought. So we've got 6 bolter shots coming in here. Hitting on 3s. Alright.
Wow.
That is 1 hit. So wounding on a 5. Nope. That's not a wound. So he's going to supercharge the plasma here. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, gets the 1. Is he going to spend a command point? He's going to spend the command point to re-roll that.
1 command point left. Yay.
All right, so that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. No, wounding on, 3s. So that is 2 wounds.
Minus 3.
2. 6 up, 4 up invul saves. Failed 1 of them. So 2 damage. 2 6 up venerable saves. No, those go through. And now he's got the Blight Launcher hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. No wounds. Now these guys are going to fire into my Dreadnought over here. So we've got the bolters first, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. So that is 3 wounds. 3 up saves. And I make them all. And now he's going to supercharge the plasma here.
Yeah, well, I'll do it.
So hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Wounding on a 4, a 3, sorry, that's a wound. 4 up invul save. No, it goes through, so 2, 6 up. Venerable saves, and he makes one of them, so he's still alive. And now the Blight Launcher, hitting on 3s. So we got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 2 wounds.
-2.
AP -2, so 4 up invul save. That's cut. All right, so that's 1 saved, 1 goes through, D3 wounds, D3 damage. So 3 damage.
Can you make 3 6s, Phil?
Looking for Phil faces. No, they all go through. So does he explode? Oh, he does. All right, so it's within 3 gets D3 mortal wounds. So we're gonna go with the Poxwalkers first. 1 mortal wound, 5 up. Nope, so 1 will be dead. On to Azrael. 2, so 2 6 ups because of the Warlord trait, makes 1 of them. And then on to my Lieutenant with 1, all right.
So we'll
all right, so now on to the assault phase. Typhus is gonna charge into the Lieutenant over here. So, his charge distance, 7 inches will get him in. And now Necrosius is going to try to assault in here. He is in. All right, moving into the fight phase here. Necrosius is going to start up. What is his attacks?
He'll attack into
well, how many attacks does he have?
4.
He has 4 attacks, so hitting on 2s.
Well, 3 with a +1.
All right, so he's
Essentially 2.
hitting on 2s, so that's 4 hits. Strength
5.
Strength 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that's 1 wound. AP.
Double check.
Is it more than 1?
I think it's -2.
-2. So he's going to take the 4 up invul save from Azrael there. No, and he fails that. So he is D3 damage. He's only got the 1 left, so he is dead.
We'll just.
All right, so now his Poxwalkers are going to be activated. So it's 4 attacks here, hitting on 5s. So we got 1 hit, wounding strength 4. So wounding on 4, no wound. So now Azrael is going to attack into Necrosius there. He's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling because of himself. Okay, we got 4 hits, strength +2. What's his toughness? 5. So looking for a 3 to wound. Okay, re-roll this one because of that. All right, so this is going to do a mortal wound, and then he has 2 wounds in there. So he can take 2 saves. What's his? It's AP -3.
So 4 invul.
Yep. So 4 up invul saves. Makes 1 of them, and then D3 wounds. That is 2 wounds. So that is going to be 3 total. 3 total disgustingly resilient rolls. 3 of them total because it's a mortal wound. All right, so he makes 1 of them and fails 2 of them, so he's still alive. All right.
Remember what you told me about?
All right, so now these guys here are going to attack into my sergeant here. So we've got 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. All right, wounding on 4. That's a wound. 3 up armor save. And he is dead. All right, so that is it for the fight phase here. And that is the end of the Death Guard turn here on turn 5. So we'll come back to you after with the cards that he got. All right, so he got both Secure Objective 5 and Overwhelming Firepower, but did not get behind enemy lines. And he's going to keep it, though. So that is it for the Death Guard turn here on turn 5. We'll come back to you with the cards for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, so I drew Overwhelming Firepower and Secure Objective 2 and still have Kingslayer. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, movement phase. These guys moved down over here. He stood still, and that is it. That's all I got. Oh, and Azrael stayed in combat there. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so shooting phase. We're going to start up. He is going to fire. He's the only one that's equidistant here with Typhus and the Necrosius. And then the other 2 guys are close to Necrosius, so they're going to fire into them. So we're going to go with the guy into Typhus. He's going to supercharge. So we've got 2 shots hitting on 4s because Typhus has miasma on him, but getting to reroll 1s and 2s. All right, getting to re-roll 1s and 2s because of Azrael. Hey, all right, so 2 hits. Strength 8, so tough, wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. AP -4, so he's got his invul save.
4-up invul.
He's got his 4-up invul save. Yeah. Makes one of them, so one of them goes through. 2 damage. Hold on, he's thinking about whether or not to use this thing. He's going to use his last command point to re-roll it, and he's good. And these guys are not going to supercharge into them, so 2 shots, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. AP -4. So 6-up save because of cover. And he's good. And then he's going to fire into Typhus here. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP -3. No invul save allowed. So 5 up. No, goes through. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. 3 disgusting resilient saves. He makes 2 of them. All right. All right, so now moving into Azrael here. He's going to go in the fight phase. So Azrael is going to put 2 attacks into Necrosius and 3 into the Poxwalkers. So we're going to go into Necrosius. 2 attacks hitting on 2s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound. 4 up invul save. He doesn't make it. So now D3 wounds. Oh, cocked. So 3 wounds, 3 disgustingly resilient.
This would be an amazing roll.
No, so he
so
dies.
close.
So close, but he is dead. All right. And then 3 attacks into the Poxwalkers. Rerolling because of himself. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on strength +2. They're within there, so looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we got 2 wounds. Oh, that's right, D3 damage each because of that. So we got 3 on the first. Let's do the first one. So 3 on this one. 5 ups. Nope, he is dead. And then the other one is 2. No, and he is dead. All right. All right, so now Azrael consolidated into Typhus because I didn't feel like getting shot up in case this goes on over here. So now Typhus gets to make his attacks back. So he has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. 4 up invul saves. And I make all but 1. So what is the damage? We're going to figure out the damage. So it does 3 damage, so 3 6-up ignoring wounds because of his Warlord trait. And I make 1 of those, so he's down 2 wounds. I didn't actually get any of my cards, but I got rid of Secure Objective 2. So that's the end of turn 5 here. So do you want to roll, sir? On a 3-up, it goes on to turn 6. No, it does not. So that's the end. We'll come back to you once we count up the objectives. Okay. So after counting it up, is a Death Guard victory, 11 points to 6. So yeah, a brutal game here. Towards the end here, it kind of like snowballed a bit. There were some rough rolls, like when I killed 4 of my guys there. But you know, that's just the way it works. So yeah, my opponent played it very well, played to the objectives, and then proceeded to slaughter me. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Brian. And until next time, have fun.